Now at 9 a.m., a critical court hearing. A judge set to hear arguments for and against allowing ICE back on Rikers Island. We're live at the courthouse with both sides of this fight.
Plus, temperatures on the rise across the tri-state area. We're helping you get ready for some hot weather this week.
And different coasts, same result. The Mets staying hot in L.A., taking on the reigning champs. We'll talk about it when the PIX11 Morning News at 9 a.m. starts right now.
Live from PIX Plaza on 42nd Street, it's the PIX11 Morning News.
All right, everybody, good morning to you at 9 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. It is June 3rd. Hopefully your day is going along just smooth so far. I'm Dan Manarino.
And I'm Hazel Sanchez. Developing right now, a court hearing aimed at determining whether ICE and other federal agencies can set up shop on Rikers Island.
It's a big story that we've been following, right? The Adams administration pushing to make this happen, but immigrant and civil rights groups are saying, hey, not so fast. So our Cal Arama live for us in Lower Manhattan now with more on the details here. Hey, Cal.
Hey, good morning to both of you. Yeah, what we know so far is that ICE being on Rikers Island has really been blessed by the Adams administration, but really condemned by the Legal Aid Society, citing due process. And that's what could be at stake. That's part of the argument going before a judge in just a little bit as the line to court is happening now as people file through to get to that courtroom. Mayor Adams said putting immigration enforcement agents on Rikers Island is all to get violent criminals out of our city. Also, it's to cooperate with the federal government. But you may remember ICE had been on Rikers for decades until 2014 when the city council put a stop to it. The Trump administration is trying to reverse that. And so far, the Adams administration has been on board. Some accuse the mayor of maybe a quid pro quo, dropping his charges in exchange for cooperation, deporting undocumented immigrants. The Legal Aid Society and other criminal justice advocates will be arguing in just a few moments that this is a breach of New York City's sanctuary principles, and ICE is often depriving defendants of due process, some who may be in the country legally. However, this administration is vowing that they will not stop until a judge tells them to.
Particularly problematic when we have an administration that has unleashed ICE to have masked officers snatching students off the streets, to have individuals whisked away out of the country on spurious gang allegations that are unfounded without any opportunity to see a judge.
We're not going to slow down public safety because there's a lawsuit. So unless the courts tell us something, we are moving full steam ahead to go out to have these federal authorities on the island and coordinating with our gang team and our HIDTA teams that are on there. This is a good move, and this is going to keep New Yorkers safe. It's going to also, we're going after these public safety threats.
Yeah, the question is, what will the court say? We're going to go inside the courtroom. No cameras are allowed, but we'll be there for the argument, which takes place in about 45 minutes, and we'll let you know what they say. We're live in Lower Manhattan. I'm Cal Arama, PIX11 News.
Of course, we'll all stay on top of this story. I know it's a big one. Cal, thank you.
It's 9:03 right now. New this morning, police looking for the person who shot and killed one man and wounded another. Take a look at this Citizen app video of the scene on Putnam Avenue in the Bushwick neighborhood of Brooklyn. It happened just after 10 o'clock last night. 39-year-old Ramel Fisher shot in the abdomen and later died. A 63-year-old man was hit in his right eye. He is in stable condition in the hospital. It's not known what led up to the shooting, and a description of a suspect has not yet been released. Happening today in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial. An employee of the hotel where Combs is seen on video attacking Cassie Ventura will take the witness stand. Eddie Garcia worked as a security supervisor at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. His testimony comes a day after a former assistant of Combs ended 3 days of testimony under the pseudonym Mia. She says Combs sexually assaulted her sporadically. Over the years, she worked for him from 2009 to 2017. The defense asked her why she stayed on, if he abused her. She said, quote, because when he was happy, I was safe.
All right, everybody, 9:04, and let's take a look outside, right? Because it's just a gorgeous shot right there past the United Nations, looking outside as the temperatures are on the rise. It's going to get hot this week, right? So we have live team coverage for you this morning on the warmer temperatures.
Yeah, PIX11's Justin Fitch has a look at steps you can take to prepare for the warmer weather. But we begin with meteorologist Stacey Ann Gooden with a check on how hot it might get this week.
Yeah, guess what? It's already heating up. I see a 70 in Islip, and it's only going up from here, guys. 68 in New York City. Notice the contouring. You see the yellows? It's indicative of milder temperatures at around 70. I just want to remind you, look before you lock. If temperatures outside is 80 degrees, after 10 minutes, a locked car inside could be 99 degrees. That's why it's important to not leave your pets or your little ones in the back seat unattended in a closed vehicle, because it can get quite dangerous, in fact, deadly. And speaking of which, when you look nationwide, last year, 39 hot car deaths were reported. Last year, this year rather, we've had 4 deaths so far, one of them in Lakewood, New Jersey, which is our neck of the woods. So an average of about 37 deaths under the age of 15. That's what happens each year. That's something that you definitely have to be mindful of. And again, take all the necessary precautions. Nearly every state has had at least one death in hot car death, I'm talking about, since 1998. Now, for more on safety, we're going to send it over to Justin Finch. He's in New Jersey with more.
Hey there, Stacey Ann. Good morning. Of course, you know we're just about 2 weeks and change until the proper start of the summer season. So why not go ahead and get a jump start on your summer to-do list? Get that AC unit, get that fan now before the price tag and the cost of keeping cool these days makes you break out in even more sweats.
We knew it was coming, but there was a lot of ambiguity, because they didn't know a lot of things that were going to be happening, or how fast it would happen, or when would they run out, or when would they start getting new supply in.
HVAC workers nationwide voicing concern about a shortage of R454B, a coolant for AC units. The undersupply linked to low inventory and lack of proper packaging. The news coming as a watchdog energy policy group warns home cooling costs could hit a record average high this summer, upwards of $780. The National Energy Assistance Directors Association finds power prices rising faster than inflation, leaving low-income households most vulnerable. Add to that projections that tariffs will push up prices for AC units and parts even higher. And drivers, make sure your car is summer ready. Hot weather can stress your coolant system, air conditioning, and even your battery. The heat also expands your tire's air pressure. That plus hot roads can increase risk for tire blowouts. And back live here in New Jersey, PSE&G is announcing a summer relief initiative to safeguard deserving households from having their power shut off this summer. They are saying that is because in the summer months, it does get harder to keep on top of your bills. The cost of energy goes up, the supply costs go up too, and that can make a lot of tough times for a lot of people. So they're urging anyone who may struggle with their bills this summer to go ahead now and seek out some assistance programs before it gets too late for you. And we're live in North Bergen. Justin Finch, PIX11 News. Dan Hazel, back to you.
Yeah, that's great advice, Justin. Thank you. And we're going to keep a close eye on this developing weather story. Our weather team will bring you the very latest updates throughout the week. In the meantime, you can find our complete coverage on PIX11.com.
PIX11 is your local election headquarters, everybody, and we are following an early entry now into the race for governor. I mean, we're talking real early, right? Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado will challenge Governor Kathy Hochul to be the next governor of New York. Delgado formally launched his campaign last night on X. So in March, Delgado announced that he would not run on the same ticket as Governor Hochul, who, by the way, is seeking a second full term in 2026. They'll now face off in the Democratic primary, but it's interesting timing. We're in the middle of another primary. It's the mayor's primary, so it's just a weird time to announce. But we'll follow that story very closely. And by the way, for the first time ever, PIX11 is an official partner of the New York City Campaign Finance Board's citywide debates. Get ready for our coverage of the race for public advocate. It's incumbent Jumaane Williams versus New York State Assemblymember Jennifer Rajkumar. The two facing off in a debate moderated by myself and PIX11 political reporter Henry Rossoff. You can catch Race for New York City Public Advocate, the 2025 Democratic primary debate, live from 7 to 8 p.m. this Thursday on PIX11. Streaming on both PIX11 Plus and PIX11.com.
Coming up on 9:10, tensions are rising over trade between the United States and some of its closest allies. The White House is trying to avoid an all-out trade war, especially with China, as backlash builds from other key trading partners like Canada and the EU. Meanwhile, President Trump is also facing challenges here at home, with one of his signature bills hitting resistance in the Senate. Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson explains.
President Trump is looking to ease tensions with China after his recent tariff threat rattled the global economy.
I can confirm that the two leaders will likely talk this week.
This comes as the president has doubled tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, with a new 50% rate set to take effect on Wednesday.
What are we going to do? Say, let's go to China to get our steel for the army tanks and for the boats and ships.
Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, senators are working through what the president is calling his Big Beautiful Bill, a sweeping legislative package that has tax cuts and major cuts to Medicaid and government food assistance.
It's going to be a very busy month. The failure is not an option.
But not all Republicans are on board. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul is raising red flags over the cost.
But it also raises the debt ceiling $5 trillion, and I'm not for that.
The bill is not expected to get any Democratic support.
It's betraying our values. It's a threat to working families, and it's a giveaway to the very few at the expense of the many.
And that was Rashad Hudson reporting. Lawmakers are also under pressure to get the president's top legislative priority across the finish line by the July 4th deadline.
All right, 9/11, everybody, and look who's here.
Well, well, well.
What's going on? I feel like it's been a while since you've been like here.
Ooh, that was creepy.
I wear black, so I'm like.
He was here yesterday. He hosted me yesterday.
No, I mean, but like standing here, and physically here.
I've been avoiding you.
Yeah, I thought so.
My love for you, it's too much to bear. I can't handle it anymore.
What do you got going on?
We have a wonderful story from a viewer. You ever been to the light bulb store in Paramus? You guys been to the light bulb store?
Well, no, but I've driven on the highway.
Yes, you have driven by it.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's driven by the light bulb store because it just illuminates Route 4. So there's a story behind this place. It's a really interesting story. First of all, you go and it's a spectacle. There's just light bulbs everywhere, just thousands and thousands of light bulbs, different kinds, shapes, colors, all that fun stuff. But the owners are the real story behind this. Light bulb aficionados, and a very interesting tie to Thomas Edison.
Oh,
which is very
That's
cool.
fitting.
Yeah, I know, right? It'd be terrible if it was like, oh, they know Richard Simmons. Like this is Thomas Edison. So a very interesting story. And I say in the piece, but my goal is for you to watch this and then appreciate the light bulb a little more.
Yeah.
Just one really interesting place in the tri-state area that you may not have been. So I encourage you to stay and watch and meet Larry and Jill. And maybe you need a light bulb. I didn't know you get a light bulb. Find a light bulb.
That's so cool.
Driven by it so many times, I'm always like, I wonder what it looks like in there.
It's amazing.
Yeah, okay.
It looks like nightclub city. Like it's great. And then you go at night, and it's just this beautiful beacon of hope.
Do they play music?
Strobe lights.
All right, thanks, man. Looking forward to it. Still ahead on the PIX11 Morning News, the Mets hitting the road.
That's right, the team getting things started the right way in LA. Both ball clubs showing off their power last night. The highlights coming up next in sports.
I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? I don't know. Let's talk sports. The Mets starting a 7-game round trip last night in L.A.
Road trip.
Road trip. Did it say road trip? Huh.
It's okay. The Amazons looking to stay hot after winning 7 of their last 8 games. First inning, first batter. It's Francisco Lindor. He's not wasting any time. He launches this one to right for the home run. That's his 6th leadoff home run so far this season to give the Mets the early lead. And this one would head to extra innings, tied at 2 before Francisco Alvarez sends one off the wall right there. His double would drive home a run. The Mets would add 1 more and hold off the Dodgers for the 4-3 win. Make it 8 of their last 9 for New York. One reason for the team's success so far this season has been the outstanding play of center fielder Tyrone Taylor. Joe Masseri caught up with Taylor before the Mets left for the West Coast.
A great way to start. When you look at your season to date, did you always prepare for this opportunity knowing that when you got the chance you were going to be ready to step up here?
I think so. You know, I just take it as no matter what my role is, I'm ready to play every day. So that's how I go about it. I just come in and work hard, and then if I'm in the lineup, I'm ready to go. If I'm not, I'm still ready to go. That's how it goes.
What's the biggest difference in terms of preparation when it comes to being in the lineup every day? Recovery afterwards? What is it?
Yeah, the recovery is a little bit different just because when you're not in the lineup more often, you have more opportunity to work out and stuff like that. But other than that, the only difference is when you're going in the game. So you're either going to be there in the beginning or sometime in the middle to the end.
When you look at your defense out there are some difficult plays that you make look very easy, and I think sometimes get lost out there. Are you aware of the expected catch rate or things like that when it comes to those advanced analytics out there?
Thank you. The only time I really notice anything like that is if Antoine comes up to me and lets me know, or if I make a good catch and then I want to rewatch it, and then at the end of the videos it usually shows the catch probability and the hang time and stuff like that.
And so when you see some of those more difficult catches that maybe don't look spectacular because you didn't have to dive or something like that to the average fan out there, I mean, how much pride do you take in that? Is it the preparation? Is it getting a read off the bat? How are you able to make those plays like that?
Yeah, I'm just thankful to help the pitcher out as much as possible, you know, to have him throw less pitches. He's able to go longer in the game sometimes. Sometimes it's plays where there's a run that could have scored and you're saving a run for the team. So that's what I take most pride in, for sure.
Last one for you here. You go from facing the Dodgers to 2 teams struggling in Major League Baseball at the bottom of the league, wins and losses wise, and then you got the Dodgers again. How do you make sure that you stay sharp for all these games knowing you're playing Major League teams out there?
Yeah, you just have the same mindset of coming in and trying to win, you know, not taking anything for granted. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. We're trying to win ball games, so that's how you got to go about it, I feel like.
Well, I appreciate the time and continued success this season.
Thank you.
All right, and some bad news for the Yankees. Sources telling ESPN's Jeff Passan closer Luke Weaver will be out 4 to 6 weeks because of a hamstring injury. Weaver was warming up to enter Sunday's game against the Dodgers when he felt something, and the Yankees decided not to play him. New York hosts the Guardians tonight with first pitch at 7:05. And the Knicks season, we know it's over, and now the question is, what lies ahead?
Yeah, some people are wondering if Coach Tom Thibodeau will be able to lead this team to a championship. Well, Knicks captain Jalen Brunson defended his head coach after the Game 6 loss to the Pacers. CB, the franchise of the Knicks, Fan TV, was a sports guest on Sports Nation nightly, and he thinks the team should start looking somewhere else for a new coach.
After watching this series and the Knicks playoff run, I do think that they could use a new voice. There were issues in terms of how Tom Thibodeau handled his rotations. There are legitimate questions as to whether or not he can optimize this core in terms of their offensive potential, and the defensive miscommunication, the defensive issues that were persistent all year are a cause for concern.
Thibodeau should stay. This is my opinion. Anyway, 9:20. Check back in with Mr. Ben.
All right.
I'm so happy I'm not a coach.
Me too.
It was a very good season. It was like he's probably did a good season. Why am I getting... Anyway, light bulb store is where we're going. This is why I do pieces about light bulbs. I have no business talking about sports whatsoever. Light bulb store is where we're going, right there in Paramus, New Jersey. Even if you could care less about light bulbs, you're going to care about this. I guarantee it, or your money back. Don't go anywhere.
Somewhere
a light bulb go off in your head
on the nose
to do this story.
Yeah.
It was like,
it's a truly remarkable experience. Yes, we go to. Shall we go to Paramus?
Let's go.
You want to? Hey,
I love Paramus.
I love a good Paramus.
Love a good Paramus.
Let's go see the light bulb store. Enjoy.
I'm always attracted to a shop that sells only one thing. One item and its variations lining the shelves and cabinets. A simple item. An everyday item. An item that represents one of the world's greatest ideas. It's called, wait for it, the Light Bulb Store. And I'm bringing it to you not only because I love the owners and their passion for this particular appliance, but also because I want you to leave this story with a new appreciation for what this is, what this does, and how many different species there actually are. And so we chat with the owners, husband and wife combo Jill, and of course Larry. Do the trick, Larry.
Ready?
Stellar.
How long have you been in the light bulb game?
60 years.
60 years, but it was your dad and then your grandfather as well, right?
That's correct.
Well, how'd they get into it?
My grandfather came here from Germany, opened a small store downtown Manhattan. It was called Birnbaum Electric. He was a distributor of light bulbs. That's how he met Edison. He was a GE, one of the first GE distributors.
So your grandfather knew Edison?
Yes, very well. They were good friends.
Did you always know you were going to be in the light bulb game?
Yes, and I'll tell you a very interesting thing. I grew up in a place called Long Beach, LB. I grew up in the light bulb business, LB. My name is Larry Birnbaum.
It's meant to be.
To be.
You didn't have a choice. This is the first time we've ever filmed something and didn't have to worry about lighting. Each aisle is categorized pertaining to the particular type of light bulb that you have, right?
And shape and color.
It's endless. Is there ever a point where someone asks for a light bulb and you say, oh, I never heard of that?
No.
You know every single one?
Yes.
Do you read up on them?
All the time.
Are there light bulb trade papers and things like that?
Are.
There's hundreds of pages of different types of light bulbs and what they do.
I know everything in there.
Does it have a centerfold?
No.
Do you get excited when light bulb technology advances? Is like your heart race?
Absolutely. That's I can't even tell you. And the adrenaline.
When a light bulb dies, do you have like a special burial service for it?
We
or
do.
anything?
I had a gravestone made in this shape.
For yourself?
For myself.
Oh.
And it says the light bulb went on June 27th, 1948. And I guess it blew out when I died.
Actually LEDs. These are light emitting diodes.
Okay.
Chandelier bulbs.
Of course.
See what the wattage and the color temperature of the bulb looks like.
I'm like a child.
You're allowed to play.
Do kids just come in here and turn all these on and walk away?
Yep, we love that.
What do you think your grandfather would say if he saw this place and everything that you've done?
He'd probably roll over in his grave.
We can do color. We can show people more of our novelty bulb.
I love this. This is like the Willy Wonka of light bulbs.
Completely.
How much time do you spend turning off lights in this place?
Well, people love it. They want to know what they're getting before they get home and if it's going to work in their household.
Are there any lights that you don't like? You're like, oh, it's a terrible light bulb, never buy it.
No.
All are wonderful and a miracle.
Each has its own purpose.
Yeah. There's like 50 different versions of every light bulb. Like you don't think about that.
Different color temperature.
That's crazy.
Can it be indoor or outdoor, or does it serve both purposes?
You have a flaccid bear.
Of course we do. That's our Vermont teddy bear.
Oh, I love that.
You do something a little bit warmer for your home.
I like warmth.
Or 3,000 Kelvin temperature. Anybody over 50 is used to a certain light.
You look like you're being interrogated right now. This is for a very secure man.
Part of life.
It just happened. What was the last light bulb that came in here that you were like so excited about? You couldn't sleep.
Come on, you.
And this excites you?
Yes.
This was a big day?
Yes.
I want to be a part of your world, Larry.
The
I love
custom neon signs.
Oh, yeah.
We can pick any font.
I love that it says free smells right over your chair. If you don't have a jalapeno light,
To drink your margarita.
get out. Could you see yourself doing anything else?
No.
Why?
Retiring.
Not only do you run the shop, but you also collect light bulbs.
Antique light bulbs.
Antique light bulbs. It's like a hobby of yours.
Yeah.
And in this collection, there's one particular light bulb that remains closest to Larry's heart. A light bulb given to his grandfather by none other than Thomas Edison.
Particular light bulb is 111 years old, given to your grandfather by Thomas Edison.
Correct.
And it's just lying here, hanging out. It's not like protective, bulletproof glass or anything like that. Tiny little jumper cables. Seeing a light bulb is, you know, you take it for granted so much when you see like one of the first ones. Is this like your prized possession here in the Star?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's only 3 places maybe you see it.
Oh my gosh.
Smithsonian, Edison's house.
1, 2, 3. We were told, all 3 of us, were a completely different time.
So to understand something we hold every day, something we buy and discard with little regard of its true potential. In this case, the light bulb store doesn't just sell appliances, it sells appreciation. After talking to Larry and Jill, I think twice every time a new bulb is twisted into place. Its shape, its power, its function. Edison surely didn't think his invention would evolve into such artistic renditions. But I'm sure he'd be pleased to know that places like this are here to illuminate the public.
There he is.
I
There they
love
are.
him.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for letting us hang out with you. That's the website right there. If you want to get more information about the light bulb store, it's right there, thelightbulbstore.com, right in Paramus on Route 4. You will see it.
He's making me nervous with the Thomas Edison
I know,
light
me
bulb.
too.
Like,
It's so
he's-
cool, though. Like,
it is
just,
very
It's just
cool.
cool to meet people who